Let us go through chapter number 17, Need for the Management of Waste in this session. In this chapter, let us find out the reasons that why we need to manage our waste. See, whatever the type of the pollution it is there, whether it is the soil pollution, air pollution, water pollution in the form of the solid, liquid or the gaseous waste that gives out the pollution as well. If the waste it lies untreated for a longer period of duration, it is then bound to give the numerous of the health related problems. Now the health related problems for the human beings and the other problems with the other form of the life, whether it is the animal life or whether it is the plant life. So as the population it goes on increasing, the movement of the people, it takes on the industrial sector, agricultural sector, they are more reformed. They tend to generate the amount of the waste. Like the urbanization, the rapid number of the people that are coming from the village side to settle into the urban areas, that has led down to the overcrowding. Now with the overcrowding, the space availability, it is bound to go down. But the problem of the waste, the heaps of the waste, it would then be more. The number of the vehicles that move on the road, the airplanes, the industrial sector, it is bound to increase, but also along with it, the serious problems of the pollution, it also will tend to rise. So environmental pollution, it is a very serious problem that we are facing, that our world is facing today, because it has led down to the degradation and depletion of the resources because of the use, overuse, misuse, mismanagement to meet out the human needs. Probably this answers to our question that why do we need to manage the waste? For a better living, to raise the standard of the living, for a better, cleaner, greener environment. So what should be done? The government, they should impose on these strict laws, rules and regulations. Then the general awareness, it should be spread out, related out to the problem of the waste and hence the pollution caused because of it. Then there's certain number of the check that can be done by the people themselves, like restricting the population growth, proper management infrastructure, the disposal of the waste that can be taken over in the covered vans, then the education of the people of various of the sectors like the industrialists, the domestic workers, then the farmers, so that the waste at the time of the use of the product, it can be restricted on, it can be controlled upon. The waste collection, the techniques of the waste, it is different of the urban center than that of the rural center. Now the urban center, it requires that the waste, it should be properly segregated before it is disposed of or before it is recycled. At the same time, the rural waste, the lifestyle is very simple. So the waste generated by them, they are more simpler nature rather than the complex, and many of the times it can be recycled and reused, which in the urban centers we have seen very few. The other area which need to be more careful with regard to the waste, that is the municipal waste and the e-waste, industrial waste and the biomedical waste. So each of these sources of the waste, it should be handled out in a very careful manner. The local government, even the people, they should be more aware about the kind of the waste that it has been generated and how it can be properly disposed of. So each and every waste, it should be first of all identified, collected, segregated and then transported in a safer manner so that our environment, it does not get much harm. by the quantity of the waste that the human beings, especially the human beings, they are generating at each and every